Well, a big hello from sunny Scotland. Um, Hope you're all enjoying your 25th anniversary. Well deserved celebration of a great company that's fought its way to the top and become a great Trinidadian business. It was just in 1992, immediately after the coup, that I first visited Trinidad. I stayed with Anthony Campins in his house in St. Anne's, and I was hoping at the time to start a business in the Caribbean. And I asked him who to speak to. And without any hesitation at all, he said the best person for you to speak to, the brightest person for you to speak to, is Holik Rajkumar, who's just started his own business, and he's got his finger on the pulse of the Caribbean business community. Fair enough. So I went down to see Holik. At the time, I was working at the Financial Times, and I had this dream. Those of you who know the FT know the back pages. I wanted to bring the Caribbean to the back pages of the FT, so I wanted to get up-to-date online information on all the Caribbean stock exchanges, and that was the business opportunity that I saw, and deliver it to the FT, who would then publish it. I already had their agreement to publish it. So I came to visit Holik in Richmond Street, and my first impression was of a very restless, very, very critical, very competent man. And his first words to me, I hope he remembers them, were, I don't like computer people. Why should I speak to you? What have you got to offer me? Yes, Holik was right to the point in those days as well. I learned my first lesson, I guess, from Holik there, that he's got a sharp mind and he applies it. And through the application of that sharp mind, he's affected every business in Trinidad and Tobago because he's placed all their top executives. He heard me out, and to my shock and surprise, he knocked me right off my feet, because he turned to me and said, "This is interesting. You're the first computer man I've spoken to who's made any sense. Why don't you come over to Trinidad? I'll give you an office. I'll provide support, technical and secretarial support, and my advice and help, and I'll introduce you to all the top people in Trinidad, and we'll see where we get to." Well, it was a massive shock to me. I mean, to have somebody express that generosity of spirit was a knockout. I'm sure you all know by now, everybody here in the audience knows Holik's generous spirit. But it was a big, amazing thing for me, and I did. I took him up. I came over. I hired a lady to be my PA, who's now my wife. We have two wonderful children, both of whom are at university in Edinburgh, and everything started from that point, where Holik just did what he said. He introduced me to the top business community. My dream of the Caribbean Stock Exchange integration never happened, because being a naive Englishman, I had no idea that the Caribbean islands all had this internecine strife, and many, many cross-island attempts to integrate things have failed, as you all know. But we did some wonderful stuff. We introduced we introduced the internet to the Caribbean, to Trinidad in particular. And that was a funny story, because I well remember a major meeting with all of the executives of Cable and Wireless and TSTT, who solemnly told me, because I was asking them, could I have an internet connection, who solemnly told me, our staff at Cable and Wireless Worldwide and at TSTT have investigated this technology, and we see no future in it, and we're not going to bring it to Trinidad. Well, that gives you some idea of what the world was like in those days. And we were trying to put the first website in the whole Caribbean online at Tidco, and government pressure was applied, of course, and we got the line, and that rest is history, and you all use the internet every day, and there's a lot of very embarrassed people at Cable and Wireless, I assume. HRC has gone from strength to strength. I've stayed very close to HRC, very close to Holic, very close to many of the staff that were there now and in the past. And I know Holic was very proud to be integrated and be a part of and have a relationship with the Hay Group. It was long an ambition of his. I came back to, I left Trinidad to help an American company prepare for the big 2000, which everybody was terrified about because they thought all their computers would fall over and die. But I did come back to Trinidad in 2001 and worked for CCN and helped build a Caribbean-wide empire for them. We still struggled with that Jamaica and the whole Caribbean integration story of strife. But I did that, but I kept in touch with Holic. I was over at HRC quite regularly. And we left, I retired in 2008, and we left Trinidad, came to Scotland, and I'm glad to be back in touch with you all. I wish I was there with you. I hope you all have a wonderful time. I'm so glad to have been a part of the HRC story.